Hello and welcome. Oh my goodness.
Just think if you had not been wasting your time.
Wow, timing,
to
Zero
channel,
Cruel.
You could have had a baby by now. Thank you for 9 months.
Zero Cruel there, subscribing for 9 months. Woo! Saying ooh. Thank you very much. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How y'all doing, peeps? It's me. It's not that smelly Mr. Onion doing another one of his solo streams. It is, of course, me rocking my blueberries on my feet. I'm feeling amazing. How you all doing? There's plenty of people in the chat. We've got Rotated Outface. Hi, Harmon. We've got Nearly Legless Lee, Victim, Lawful Meteor, Harawasi, Pons in Plays, Lofty, Data, Liam. Oh, we got millions. Mitts, Race, Wrath, Dorsal saying happy birthday +1. Thank you very much, Dorsal. General Jag, Dream, Kitty Mint. And so many more. Isu, Makeshift Moose, Scorch, Created Dolphin, Round, Jays, is there. Loads of people. Hello. And Mango Apple saying, hey, Foxy, thanks for the Mobheads update. You're very welcome. What am I doing with 11 face palms, eh? Someone's been pressing my buttons. I think it could have been Mr. Onion. Better get that reset. Not having any of that rubbish. How you all doing? Wow, Sloy and Foxy and Groover is live. Well, I'll best clear off again then, hadn't I? No, it's one of those things. I think it's popular time of day to stream the old 7 p.m. GMT, but it's my time and they're not stealing it. And it's high time I got back into the swing of streaming regularly again. Now, I nearly didn't stream today, but only because me and Slack have been busy working on things again. And when we get in our flow, you know, sometimes it's difficult to go, oh, I'm just going to stop and do a live stream. So, yeah, he's gone to bed. So we can do a stream, which is kind of cool, but also kind of sad. Aww. How's everyone doing? You all right? All good? Got a busy day today. We're going over yonder to the new base area, but before we do that, we need to tell off Jesse B. Jesse B is causing problems here on Truly Bedrock, and I'm very, very cross. You can probably hear by the tone of my voice that I'm very, very cross. So if I go through my portal, I appear here. Okay? That's good, right? Yay, exactly where I should appear. If I go back through this portal, I don't appear here. I appear... Oh, I do. Hang on a minute. Let me do it from the other side, because sometimes when I come back through, I appear in Jesse B's base, and it's not good. Maybe I have to stand on this side instead. Let me stand on the other side of the portal. I think there's literally one block in it. And, yeah. Now, look. Ha! We're in Jesse B's base. Gross. Anyway... Fortunately for us, Jesse B's our friend, and we've actually linked our little underground bases here, so we can get to our base area, which isn't the end of the world, but it is rather disorientating when you're expecting to come out of your nether portal and you come out of someone else's. So hashtag blame Jesse B, says Makeshift Moose. Absolutely. Right, we need to pack our bags. We're going. We're leaving. We're leaving Season 2. Well, we're not leaving Season 2. We're leaving Chunktown. We're going to go find somewhere new to live. It's going to be amazing. We're going to go find our new home, which we did kind of see in the Mr. Onion solo live stream. Mr. Solo's here. No, it's not Mr. Solo. So yeah, we'll take some sugar boxes with us because they're going to be handy. They're empty. Yeah, we should take some full ones, really, shouldn't we? We'll take a few bits and bobs with us. And we'll get set up over there. Set up over in new place. Enchanted books probably useful. Blocks of iron. Many. I've got more than that, mate. I've got more than that. But you'll have to keep watching until you see that video. Jeez. No spoilers, mate. No spoilers. Me wood's going to need my wood. Can't go anywhere without your wood. Campfire. I'm not really bothered about campfire. Torches will probably be kind of handy. In which case, we should probably get an empty shulker box and fill it full of very tasty things. Many. Leather. Could come in handy, might need item frames where we go, and you never know. You never know what you're going to need. I just think we should take handfuls of stuff, you know. Oh, look at that, funky music.
Somebody has just subscribed for 8 months in a row. Let me just check this. Yes, it is true. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
There we go, Big Chicken checking the numbers there, and it was true. Hope you enjoyed some juice in a recycled bottle on your birthday, says Lawful Meteor, subscribing for 8 months with Amazon Prime. Do you know what I didn't, actually? Did not. Just watched a movie, watched some TV, chilled out, tried to chill out, got many ping yesterday, many phone call and many, I guess you do on your birthday, don't you? People ring you up, say happy birthday and ping you and message you and poke you. and say, hey, it's happy birthday, Foxy Hotel. By the way, I could really do with your help with this. And it's not remotely annoying. No, not at all. I thoroughly enjoyed being contacted all day long when I was trying to just take a day off, you know. It was wonderful. Right. No, it was lovely. I had a really nice day. Thank you very much for anybody that cares. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. And I do joke. I make jokes about it. You know, it's all good. Right, we're not taking everything. We're not completely abandoning this area. We will be back, but we are going to take a bunch of sand because some of the stuff we're going to be doing is we're going to be requiring building mini concretes. I don't want to take any more than that because I won't be able to fit anything else in my pockets. We'll take that one. We're good to go. Oh, wow, we really have full pockets. Let's get out of here. Let's do this. Data redeemed. Posture check. I shall check my posture. Thank you very much for that one. Amazing. Whoop, new location for a chest monster. Woo, says Iggy Warrior. Yep. Do you have Iron Farm? Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Slack and I have Iron Farm. Although it is not biggest Iron Farm on the server at the moment, but you never know, it might grow. It might grow. So if we go down here, down this amazing nether tunnel that other people have done that I've not helped with at all. If we go down far enough, I can't remember exactly where, but if we go down far enough, I did make a little tunnel off to one side that links to my base. Now, I don't think it's as far down as Slack's. It'd be one of these here.
What is going
Not
on
that
here?
one.
Somebody has just subscribed
Not that one.
for 8 months in a row.
Ooh, maybe one of
Let
them.
me just check this. Yes, it is true. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Arman there, subscribing for 8 months. Thank you very much, Arman. No message on that one, though. So, yeah. Thank you for the subscription. Mine's one of the... It goes that way a bit. I did dig quite a big hole, so it shouldn't be too difficult to see. But, I'm not... It's gone. I don't know how to get out. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Hello? We could really do with some markers down here, couldn't we? Was it this? Did I do this? Yes, this is me. This is me. There I am with my tall portal with a sign on it that says Foxy. Although Mr. Onion will probably argue with you that this is actually me. Oh, there's Jessie B. Look, she's here. Bad Jessie. Bad Jessie. Very naughty. Breaking the portals. How you doing, Jessie? Hope you're all right. Oh, what this music to my ears. That beautiful Titanic flute there being played by somebody. Data. Oh, amazing. You broke a portal, Jessie. Yeah, the Spawn Chunks portal now half links to me and half links to you, depending which side you're standing. So that was a bit disorientating. But yeah, your little underground base area portal half links to the main portal. Right, as you can see, if you were here, if you were present for the Mr. Onion solo stream, there was a big hole in the world. Big hole is now gone. Big Mr. Onion's house is still there, which we're going to be avoiding. And this is where we're going to be making our main base. This beautiful, let me fly up so you can all see it properly, because it's absolutely wonderful. I can't wait to start building here. So we have a mountain range all the way round this beautiful little canyon here, this downy bit. This is where my base is going to be. Now, someone's already terrorized this portal over here, I believe. Someone's already pinched it. Maybe not this one, actually. Maybe it was a different one. Let's check the chest, see if someone hasn't already raided it. Let's check. Oh, no, this one's okay. So, yeah. So, we've got these mountains, and then the other side of these mountains, over here where Mr. Onion has stuck his house, we're going to have a seaside holiday resort. Like when you go on holiday, you can see Mr. Onion's aeroplane there. Nice try with the creeper there, Zero Cruel. You missed by a mile. Try again. Does it really? Oops, says Jessie B. As if you didn't know. Secretly they're trying to take over the server with your crazy portals. So yeah, this, I really love this area. I absolutely adore it. It's miles away from anyone else on the server, which is a kind of the downside, but I just could not miss up an opportunity to do this build. And I have a plan. Although it is subject to change. But in order to see that plan through, what I need to do is get rid of all the trees and also break all of the land masses that join up to the main one. I want it completely surrounded by water. So most of it has water, but this bit, the land joins there, so we need to break that and just extend the river. And what I'm going to be building on here is like a raised area in the middle with a castle on top. And within the castle walls, I want buildings and things like that. And right in the centre, above all of that, I want a big, tall castle. And obviously a huge underground area as well. So any areas of land that join together, I need to break off And I need to clear out all of this wood in the middle because that's got to go. And we need to terraform all that because this is all just going to be just a big, probably higher than the surrounding areas, really. And then a big castle sat on top. It's going to be amazing. Obviously, we're not going to achieve all of that in today's stream. Today's stream is just going to be clearing out or starting to clear out this area. So, cliffs over the forest is beautiful, though, says Jesse. Yes, it is. Say goodbye to it. Say goodbye to that beauty. And hello, building time. We're going to tear away the beauty and hopefully, at the end of this season, have something even more beautiful. But you never know. It could just end up looking gross. Could end up looking totally gross, mate. Knowing my luck, it will.
Yeah?
Yeah, says Chuck. He agrees. Probably will end up looking gross. Thanks, Chuck. Always appreciate your support and your, making me feel good about what I'm doing. Appreciate it, mate. Thanks. Jeez. Who invited Chuck? Right, don't need fire resistance while I'm here. Watch me fall in lava. Don't need bow and sword and arrows. Do need pickaxe. Do need chopper. Do need shovel. Need empty shulker box to put stuff in. Don't really need torches right now, although they will be useful because we want to obviously light the area up and stop things spawning in it. But yeah, it should be about all we need. How much of your plan is Slack going to do while you're not online, lol? Slack doesn't do anything at my base. I do things at his base. Pay paradise, put up a parking lot, says JCB. Absolutely. Could just build a car park here, actually. People pay loads of money to park. If we build like a supermarket nearby, in fact, we're going to have a tourist area over there. We could just pave this over, tarmac it. We'll have a car park. We'll be rich. Amazing. Good idea, JCB. Scrap the castle plan. We're having a car park. But Foxy, everybody does castles in Minecraft. It's boring. It's not going to be boring. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic, mate. You wait and see. It's not going to be your average, normal, boring castle. Oh, ho, ho, ho. When did I ever do anything average and boring? It's going to be a Foxy No-Tail special castle. So, just wait and see. Wait and see, okay? It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. I'm really excited about it. Zero Cool just shared 300 bits. Thank you very much, Zero Cool. Appreciate it. Well, first of all, we've just got to get rid of all of the beautiful stuff. The natural beauty of this area has got to go, mate. It's got to go. The other option I had, the other idea that I had with this area, I had two. The other idea, let me fly above it again so you can see, and I'll tell you what it was going to be. Are you interested? I might not tell you. It might just be a load of rubbish. Hang on. I'm going up. Going up. Going up a bit more. There we go. Oh, too high. Yeah, the other idea was to dig the whole thing out really, really deep and have a massive, like, Death Star-esque beam coming out of it that would burn through other planets and destroy them. But I just felt that wasn't really a nice thing to do, Blackstone Castle, says Nearly Don't. Oh, don't get me started on that Blackstone. No, I'm not conforming to your new nether. I do my own thing. So I'm doing a purple castle. It's going to be amazing. I'm not really. Purpur's gross. Purple gross. You heard it here first. Purple socks. Purple socks. No, not socks. It's socks. Oh, I thought you said purple socks. No, it said it's socks. Yeah, socks. That's what you just said. Shut up. Doing a live stream. Interrupting me. Will it be a Scottish castle for you for Jock? No! That's a really good idea, actually. That's a really good idea. By the time I've finished building it, it's probably been nearly time for Season 3, so I can't imagine Jock will have a great time to turn up to do that, but nice idea, I like it. Why not? That sounds awesome. D West, what sounds awesome? Why not what? Be more specific, because I ramble on and change the conversation before I've had a chance to read your message, and I don't know what you're actually responding to, mate. JCB, oh my god, Purple Castle, mate, I'm telling you, it's the future. Purple Castle with brown concrete powder trim. Nice. What a combination. It's the future. Don't you dare, says Jesse B. Don't I dare what? What? Don't I dare Purple Castle, is that what you're telling me? Persper and Prismarine. Death Star Beam, says D West. Yeah, it would be cool, wouldn't it? It would be really, really cool to have like a big, like, metallic laser beam thing coming out from the ground, but it's not kind of the thing you want really hidden behind your tourist area, is it? I like it though. It does kind of sum me up. Sure, we'll have some crazy stuff going on, things like that. But right now, I just want to build an epic castle, you know. I like castles, but everyone does castles in Minecraft, Foxy. Yeah, but I don't want to do everyone else's. I want to do mine. Or we think you should do something more interesting and unique. Shut up! I've run out of ideas. Okay. I googled what people build in Minecraft. It said castles, so I built a castle. All right. Lol, Purr King. So you're too chicken to do it all with Blackstone. I just don't like the new Blackstone textures. I think they're too... Well, I do like them. They just don't go in the overworld. Like, what Slack's done at his base, if you've seen his live streams or his videos, is really good. But he's had to bring the nether to the overworld to do it. So he terraformed his mushroom island to make it all grass. And now he's terraforming it again to make it all nether so he can build Blackstone stuff on there. Because Blackstone just doesn't go. It's too purple and too noisy. It just doesn't go with anything, really. We really struggled adding it into our underground... Oh, you haven't even seen that yet. It's not been in the video. But yeah, our stone shop. Really struggled incorporating into that because it's just so black. Or it's not even black, it's so purple and dark and noisy compared to the other Minecraft textures. I don't want to build. I mean, it will probably have blackstone and basalt in it in places for accents and things like that, but I'm not going to build a horrible black noisy castle because it'll look horrible on YouTube. It'll look gross. So, no. Purple and glazed terracotta castle. Now we're talking, yeah. Rainbow effect glazed terracotta, but I won't take the time to bother like putting them, like orientating them or anything. I'll just randomly spam them in. What do you reckon? That sounds good to me. That sounds like we're onto a winning formula, to be honest with you. I'd go for basalt. Easy to generate and goes nicely with materials. Yeah, basalt's alright, but again, there's way too much blue and green in basalt. It needs desaturating, but it does. It goes a lot better with like cobble and andesite than the blackstone does. And by the way, we just apparently got a hype train. I didn't even know we were doing one. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. So you are chicken. I don't see, why is that being a chicken? Why is that being chicken? To dislike somebody, to dislike something and not do it because you don't like it is not being a chicken. How is that being, how's that being that? I don't get it. Too much, why is it effort? Why is it effort to do it? It's nothing to do with effort. It's going to be effort to build it, whatever material I build it out of. Very confused with your ridiculous attitude, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know where you're getting your crazy ideas. Glad someone enjoyed it, Noah Williams. What did we enjoy? Purple glazed terracotta castle it is then, says Harun Wasai. I agree. I found smooth blackstone with sandstone not too bad, says General Jag. I haven't experimented with a lot of things. For me, it's too dark and too noisy. I just don't. I would rather it was more close to the normal stones, and I don't mean light, but like just less crazy looking and less coloured. You know, if it was actually black instead of purple, it might even go with black concrete or black concrete powder or grey concrete or grey concrete powder or grey terracotta or black terracotta, but it doesn't because it's just purple. It's weird. Spruce diorite. Spruce and diorite, come on. I like spruce. And diorite's not a bad block. It works with quite a lot of things. I know it gets a lot of hate. I think diorite's one of those popular to dislike. It's popular to dislike it so people don't dislike it rather than actually forming their own opinion on it with diorite. I don't think, if you really thought about diorite, you think actually it's not that bad. It goes with quite a lot of things. But people choose to dislike it. And because they choose to dislike it because it's popular to dislike it, then no one builds with it because they don't want to have their builds ridiculed for using diorite. So it's like bullying, really, disliking diorite, I find, because it's your peer pressure to not use diorite because there's a joke about not liking diorite. I don't get it. I've heard it being compared to black diorite. Someone else not on the diorite. Birch and diorite. Again, birch is nice. Birch is nice wood. Just spruce is better. And black and dark oak, very nice. Diorite is good marker blocking the nether. Well, it stands out. Diorite's really nice for flooring. It's nice accent to walls. There's a lot of stuff you can do with diorite. And then particularly if you're making like a snowy themed area, it's really nice because it looks like sort of gravelly snow. It's lovely. Nothing wrong with diorite at all. I came in to say thank you for the Mob data pack. Well, thank you, Cat Dragon. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Actually looks nice with spruce or dark oak. Well, there you go. There you go. Not everybody hates diorite. Hooray! I mean, there's nicer blocks in the game. Don't get me wrong. It's not my favourite block, but it's just I don't dislike it. I don't hate it because it's popular to hate it. Well, this gal don't like it and he burns it, so therefore I don't like it. I like his gal. Form your own opinions, people. Don't be sheep. That reminds me of fancy speckled marble floors you see in blanks and such, says Noah Worms. Absolutely. Polished diorite. It's lovely. Really nice block. Lovely it is. Lovely. Is it going to be a Disney princess style castle, says Nearly Leglessly. I don't know yet. I haven't planned it. Just want a big castle. No idea. Not a clue. I've had an idea in my mind what I want it to look like. Ish, sort of. Like vaguely. But I haven't done any creative building or themes or designs or anything like that. I generally wing things. So we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It's probably the sort of thing I won't build in stream though, because when I build in stream it all goes wrong. It'll probably be something I do either part of episodes or off camera, to be honest with you. Maybe the area around the bottom, raising up the outside area and the walls and things like that would be stream stuff. But actually, what do you want, Enderman? Oh, don't even start. I didn't even look at you. Too dark and too noisy. Sounds like 90s nightclub. Yeah. What? Clear off. I don't come to your base area and start looking at you. Whacking you. Silly Enderman. Anyway, what's wrong with Disney princess style castles? Disney castle's amazing. Rather live there than at my house. Although I don't think I'd like the council tax living there. Or the cleaning jobs. I'd have to have quite a few staff if I lived in the Disney castle. Never think about that, do they, Disney? They never put that in the movies, how expensive it is to run the castle. How much upkeep it takes just to clean it. No. Make you think you want to live in a castle and be a princess. You don't. Hard work. I'm thinking a couple of circular towers maybe. Well, I don't know. We're not doing it today anyway, so don't worry about it. Do it another day. I just want to prepare the area. It'll be ages. It will actually be ages till we start building any castle because... okay, let me try and explain it a little bit. Imagine these leaves here are this area that I'm clearing the trees out from now. Okay? In fact, we need it to be a little bit bigger, otherwise I ain't got enough room to place anything down. So if the trees are the area that we're placing, if these leaves are the area that we're removing the trees from, then I want that to have, like, be raised up with some stone and janky looking Hyrule Castle. Like from Zelda. I think that's where my ideas are coming from, thinking about it now. Like that. So surrounded on the outside by big walls. And then on the inside of it, we'll have like flat areas where you can walk around and have shops. And then like the main castle even higher up in the middle. Does that make sense? I clean it if I could live there for free, says Jason. You clean a castle? I don't think anyone would want to clean a castle. Really? It'd take ages to clean a castle. As soon as you finish one end, you've got to start again. In fact, I bet you probably... Oh, jeez. It'd be a nightmare. Be cool if you could do the stars behind the castle. What stars? I'm very confused now. Very confused. Big Chicken could clean your castle. If you get Big Chicken to clean anything, you're doing better than I am. It looks like a boat. Wow. Okay. Jeez. You guys are lacking imagination today. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can find an image. Let me see if I can find an image. Ah, this sort of thing-ish. Not... Oh, man. Not exactly like that, but something like that-ish. So, like the wall raised up, yeah? Well, surrounded by water, wall around the outside and the castle raised up in the middle, yeah? So things going on all around it, that sort of thing, but not like that, okay? I'm not designing that exact castle with that colour scheme, but that's my idea that I'm playing with. That makes sense? Now shut up about boats and being a chicken. I've had enough of chickens and onions recently. Like Minas Tirith, but not really. I don't know. I barely remember my own name, let alone the name of another castle. Your castle diagram thing looks like a boat. Your castle diagram thing looks like a boat. Shut up. Same but not the same. Exactly, Skimmer, yeah. Divine Beasts. No, I'm not going to be... It's not... I'm not building a Zelda thing. That's probably... I don't know where I came up with the idea to do a castle, but if I think about it, it's probably the fact that I really enjoyed playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it probably is because of that I had the idea for the raised up bit. But that's not my intention. I didn't go, oh yeah, I want to build a Zelda castle in Minecraft. It's just... Now that we've started talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I did that. There was something like that in Zelda. Maybe that's where I got the inspiration from. Who knows? Who knows how the brain works? I don't know. A moat and Bailey Castle. Main castle on raised ground, buildings lower down, all surrounded by a wall. JCB. Yes. Yes. That sort of thing. Jeez. God, this is hard work. This is hard work. Quantum Reveries actually just beat you to that as well. Sorry, I didn't see your message there. I'm not ignoring you. You need to have a castle, Foxy, to be honest. Then you have all the room for your flatmates. Well, you know, this is the other sort of thinking. If somehow or other Big Chicken and Geraldine end up over here at some point and she decides to steal my house, I can just be like, well, you'll have one wing and I'll have the other, right? There's no way she can kick me out of an entire castle, surely. You know, she's a powerful witch and everything, but I don't think I you know, there's plenty of room to share if you've got a big castle, isn't there, at the end of the day? So, yeah, considerations to be made there. You should add a massive geyser with blue clothes holding stores. What for? What's a geyser? He means guys, massive guys with people with swords and blue clothes. Why? I don't understand. What's that significant about? From Zelda. I don't know, is it? I don't know. Probably. He was talking about that. Makes sense. Okay, brain, shut up. Making me look thick. Loving this stream. The chat is really winding Foxy up, says Plod Pod. Everyone winds me out. They do it all the time. I enjoy it. I don't know. She totally took over the last house. Yeah, she did. Well, technically, Big Chicken did last time. She did in Season 0. But in Season 1, it was Big Chicken. It's his fault. Because he couldn't help himself. He got all confuddled. The love took over his brain and he told a fib. And that cost me my house. As usual. Something always goes wrong for Foxy. You have share a wing. Are you eating Big Chicken? No, Scorch. No, you're getting the wrong end of the stick. God, jeez, you guys are difficult. I swear, sometimes you're just doing it on purpose. Right, anyway, castles aside, how's everybody doing? What's going on? Let's let's have a discussion. Let's talk about something. I've got something on my mind at the minute that I'm seriously considering a podcast about, but to be honest with you, I have no time to do a podcast. So I want to get your opinions on the new emotes. Because it's as we expected, but no one actually said. They're monetized now, aren't they? These emotes that you do, which I don't think I've got any even attached at the minute. These things. Look, they're £3.29. For my body to do that. I don't even know what that is. Hooray, apparently. How is that hooray? I don't think anyone on the planet knows how that is hooray. £3.29. £4.99. That's half the price of the game. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how expensive these are. I genuinely think it should be illegal. Making profit from children should be illegal because, for me, it breeds bullying and peer pressure and the sorts of things where it really divides the rich and the poor. So your kid, you might not even be poor. You might just not be willing to waste your money on emotes as a parent, right? So your kids go to school or they're playing, not even at school, they're just playing Minecraft with their friends, which was a game that, for me, it's like, oh, Minecraft's good, it's safe, it's made by people with morals and ethics. I can let my kids play this. Now it's questionable because you get Oliver, who's 6, playing it going, I want this emote, Dad. My friend's got this emote. Why can't I have that emote? Well, because it costs money. Yeah, but my friends have got it, and it makes me look silly if I don't have it, Dad. Or maybe he'd be slightly older when he starts saying stuff like that. But Jack did this not that long ago with Fortnite, with the battle passes. Because people on the internet, Twitch streamers and YouTubers were using these battle passes, basically started getting bullied at school for not having the same ones. And they were expensive. And he ended up actually stealing from his mum in order to get one. And then the next one came out and he rang me up and lied to me in order to get the next one. And then I wouldn't let him have it. I found out what had gone on. He was obviously in big trouble. And you can say, oh, blame the parents, blame the children. But it's the peer pressure and the bullying that forces them into doing that. And I don't think games should enable that. There's all this stuff about loot crates not enabling gambling with children. And I know this is not a loot crate because it's not random. But if it's causing children to get bullied or feel peer pressured into stealing from their parents or lying to their parents or just being upset or depressed because they can't get it, whether that's because they're poor or their parents don't want them to because they don't want to waste their money on an emoji, effectively, or an emote, it's crazy. It really is. I think it's horrendous, or I think it's really bad. So that's me. That's my rant on it. I'll probably talk more about it as I get questions and comments from you guys. But yeah, let's see what you guys, the chat, think about it. Okay, I'm going to scroll to the top. Jesse B, I hate the emotes so much. Quantum Reveries, new emotes are clownish. Feels like a money grab, it just bugs me, says Jesse B. It is a money grab. I don't mind that if it's an adult money grab and an adult can make a decision about it. Go back to YouTube saying, hey, look, if your videos are aimed at kids, we're not letting you advertise them, because it's the law in America that you can't advertise online to children because they don't understand when they're being sold to, right? How is this any different? How is selling that for Minecoins any different from that? And if it's illegal for YouTube to do it, well, technically, okay, it's illegal for YouTube to collect the data on it because the kids shouldn't be using it, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, there's a whole legality around advertising to children because they don't know the difference of someone else playing with it and then being advertised to effectively, right? So there's cause for concern there, I think. I think it should be banned. What else we got? I think they're odd, says GooCube. I love them. Way was too expensive, says Scorch. Fair enough if you like them, but I just don't think they should be. I don't think they should be paid for. JCB says emotes are hilarious, but only because they're a bit pants. They are absolutely terrible. Again, it's not even good quality, is it? Like the wave one. If we do the wave, I know the wave's free, right? Fair enough, but where is it? It's rubbish. It doesn't look good at all. It looks terrible. And if you're holding something in your hand, it just looks atrocious. They're not good quality. They're incredibly badly done, badly put together, and they cost a ridiculous amount of money. You can unlock some of them from achievements. Yeah, well, I think you should be able to unlock all of them from achievements. I think the fact that if I would say, okay, son, right, if you want it now, you can have your money for your birthday to pay for it, okay? But otherwise, you're going to have to play the game and unlock it. Great. But you can't. You can't play the game and unlock all of them. Emotes aren't really my thing, says Noel Williams. Incredibly expensive, says GoCubies. They are. Lofty says you can unlock some with the achievements. Yes. Just read that one, I think, already. I I agree with you completely, says Is. Making profit from children is illegal. Just ask Nike, says Skimmer46. Well, clearly it's not, otherwise they wouldn't be able to do it. If you want updates, then they need Moolah coming in somehow. Makeshift Moose, Java Edition was around for nearly like 7 or 8 years, being regularly updated, making plenty of money without selling any microtransaction stuff. Now, microtransactions are fine for things like the marketplace, where people have genuinely put a lot of effort into making builds, making maps and stuff like that. I agree that people should be paid for their time. But things that are digital copies, like, you know, it's a skin or a part of a skin or an appearance or the way something moves. Those emojis or those things will have taken maybe an hour to make each one. On the skin pack things, you know, when you build your own skin, how do we do that? I don't even know how to do it. These things, these stupid things that cost money, they shouldn't. There's no need for them to cost money because they take no effort, and all that is it is just money grab stuff. That's going, hey, kids like to have stuff that they can dress up, why not make some money from it? So they absolutely, with the biggest game in the world, owned by the biggest company in the world, they don't need to be ripping off kids and the kids' parents for remotes in order to continue production. That's no argument as far as I'm concerned with Minecraft. I found no reason for the emotes. I do like you can get some with achievements. Maybe they all need to be, says Elric. I agree, yeah. If they were all achievement based, I wouldn't have an issue. Great, add more stuff to the game like that. Skipper says, you realise that none of this is any different than 30 years ago or any other generation. The toy industry, clothing industry, every other industry did the same thing. They did. They absolutely did, yeah. But that just because other people do doesn't make it okay. That's, you know, morals and ethics are a thing. You know, you could say, well, years ago, everybody had slaves, so let's do that again, because it was all right then, and it's absolutely not. It wasn't okay then, and it's not okay now. It's not okay now to be morally abusing children, and it's not okay back then. And you could say, well, they didn't know any better back then. Well, they absolutely did. They just didn't care. And that's the attitude that Mojang are putting out there to me now, is that they just don't care. They're turning a blind eye to it and go, well, if you're having problems with your children because they want the next thing, well, that's your problem as a parent. You should bring them up better or something like that. It's absolutely not. We shouldn't have to deal with that as parents because they decide to dangle fancy carrots in front of our children's eyes. So, yeah, I mean, for me, if I didn't do Minecraft for YouTube, at this point in time, I'd probably be saying to my kids, no, you're not playing it anymore. They've gone downhill then, we're not supporting them. And you'll see, I will never, ever, ever spend a penny on anything like that in Minecraft. I've got those mine coins. I don't know where I got those from. I don't know if that was Mojang giving me them because of all the issues I had with Realms or what. I've never put any money onto my Minecraft account, and I won't ever do that while they're doing this with, like, aimed at kids. The story's the same, some rubbish maps, really expensive. Yeah, but there's some really good stuff there as well, Scorch. And that's made by people like me, you know, people like me that spend a lot of hours and a lot of time putting stuff on there. If that wasn't a thing, then people like me that do it full time wouldn't be able to, like, survive. Making maps and stuff like that, that's hard work and it takes a lot of hours. Making a piece of skin or a piece of an emoji, or whatever it's called, an emote, really doesn't take very long. Totally agree on the monetization thing. It's easier to type than it is to use the wave emote. Yep. Literally just a few lines of code could make one in like 20 minutes, says GoCubies. I agree. Nothing beats crouching in Minecraft, says Magnus Bain. I know, right? What's wrong with crouching? I think the whole marketplace should be reworked. The emotes are not good. Destiny community is going through the same thing at the moment. I think it's Epic Games is where all this started with Fortnite. It certainly didn't start there, but they made a killing from it. And the thing I fell out with them, the reason I banned Jack from Fortnite altogether after we had that problem, wasn't because of what he did. It was because when you go to put in your credit card information on Fortnite, it says to you, we will keep your credit card information on file to make future purchases easier. There's no option. There's no, oh, would you like us to? Or Do you mind if we do, but click here if not? It's we will. So as soon as you put your credit card information in there for your kids to start downloading stuff, all your kids have to do then is go there and click I want the next one. They don't have to ask the parents. They don't have to do anything. There's nothing you can do about it. So again, that for me, that's theft. That's stealing. That's knowingly putting responsibility, financial responsibility on children, which is horrendous. It's so bad. It shouldn't be allowed. It should not be allowed. Kurakian says it could be just a bandwagon type thing because of Fortnite. Yeah, I agree. I think Microsoft have gone, hey, look, Epic Games have made billions of pounds ripping kids off. We could do that too. I absolutely 100% agree that's what it is. I don't believe anybody in their right mind has sat down and thought, hey, this would be a nice idea to do for people. Let's rip people off with the same price as the game for an emoji or an emote in the game. Sorry, I keep calling them emojis. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I coffee down the wrong hole. Paywalls are more and more popular with new games. I hate buying games and then having to pay more to unlock content. I agree. Excuse me. May as well put TB World on the marketplace when it's done. I don't understand. Why would we do that? Or how would we do that? Have you got maps on the store? I'm working on one for the store. I am working on one. Who's Jack? Jack's my son. He's 15. Foxy's clearing his base out. Magnus Bane. I need to tell my mum about that Fortnite thing because my brother just started playing it. You alright, Foxy, says D West. Yeah. I swallowed the coffee and it made me choke, mate. I'm good now. So there we go. If anyone else has got strong opinions on that, please do let me know. I think it's something that we should potentially even look at taking further with Mojang, whether that comes as part of a petition or a strongly worded letter, or I don't know. I just, not in an angry sense. I don't think anyone should approach it in a horrible or angry or argumentative sense, but I think it needs highlighting. Because Mojang really should be a company you can trust with your kids, right? They really should be. That needs to be their selling point, and it always was. They always talk about ethics. The reason they won't add sharks in the game is because of ethical and moral reasons. So where did they steer the ship wrong? Where did they start becoming immoral and unethical about their business decisions? Because that's a big step away, isn't it? Love a foxy rant, says DiverCat42. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thank you. I'll definitely be right beside that petition, says D West. I think we should do it. I really do. If I had the time. If only I had the time. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's sad, actually. It's not ridiculous. It's sad. Agree on micropayments targeting kids, says Bartman. I don't mind micropayments, obviously, if it's an adult game and that's what the game company decides they're going to do. I mean, I won't do it because I'm not going to pay for a game and then spend money in that game to progress or get fancy things because I'm not interested in that. But if people that are working and earning their own money are, then fine. But when you're putting that responsibility or that choice onto a child or making that child come to their parents to beg for money to get that, I just think it's, yeah, that's what I'm against. Not the idea of microtransactions in general, just the way it's dealt with towards minors. Do you think optifying zoom is possible for Bedrock? No, I don't. No, it's not, because it's something I've looked at. There are camera options hidden in the depths of the files on Bedrock, but I don't think they're accessible as part of a add-on pack. But even if they were, the problem is that you can't make a keybind for anything. So it's not like you can say, oh well, when the player presses this key or this button on the controller, it will do this. You can add interactions which you can activate when you click on something, but you can't add keyboard presses or controller presses or actions like that. So Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it's possible, sadly. Sorry. Have you tried a magnifying glass? To be honest with you, I see this a lot. I get a lot of questions about the zoom key. When is the zoom key actually any use? I mean, why can't you just go closer? You can move freely on Minecraft. There's things like Elytra. You can dig through walls to get closer to something. Why do you need a zoom key? Oof, I'm nearly dead. I could do to set my spawn over here, really. Go back to my stuff. Is the chunk glitch behind your base fixed now? Yeah, I fixed it, yeah. Although there's still a tiny bit of it that's broken that I missed, but it's nowhere near us, so it won't affect anything. Bed, please. Thank you. MC Dungeons add-on is paid for add-on 5 week after full game release. I don't understand. DLC is different from microtransactions. DLC, generally speaking, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it's handled pretty well. So you're buying extra. You're buying more of the game you like. So let's say you really like a game and the developers go, hey, look, rather than just making a whole new game, we're going to give you more levels on this game. Yeah, fine, great. They've put the effort in. I want to play more of that game. I'll pay for DLC for that. What I don't like, again, going back to Minecraft or Mojang, is there are now 3 versions of Minecraft for Windows 10 or Minecraft Bedrock Edition on the Windows Store. One is just Minecraft, which went up significantly in price when the Nether update launched. But the other 2 is the not Hero Pass, but basically a starter pack, which is Minecraft but with a couple of skins, and then another one as well, which is you're paying a lot more money for absolutely nothing in return. Whereas the Minecraft dungeons, they come in 3 varieties. You've got the main Minecraft dungeons, and then you've got the Hero Pass, which is what I bought, and something else. The Hero Pass comes with a couple of things you don't really need, like a chicken pet. But it also comes with the next 2 DLCs, which I did want. I did want access to be able to play the next 2 maps that came out. And I thought the difference in price for that was worth it, because it wasn't actually that more expensive. So between the 2 versions, for a whole new map, or 2 whole new maps, and some skin stuff on dungeons, that was less expensive than 1 custom emote on this. So, you know, go figure how they work out their prices, I don't know. Thank you, by the way, Kurikian. I just noticed you gave out 5 tier 1 community sub gifts. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Does your fish farm still work? Well, yes, because I fixed it, but it will work after the next update comes out, because the bug where fish, squid and dolphins don't spawn in bubble columns is getting fixed. But if you want to fix it, if instead of just doing magma blocks on every block, interlace it with something else. So do magma blocks on those, and then just do like stone or a different material those, and the fish will spawn on there, swim over the magma blocks, and they'll die. So it's dead easy to fix. Really easy to fix. But it will be fixed properly in the next update anyway, so I probably wouldn't waste your time. Unless you desperately need fish and ink sacks. Zoom key is good for videos. That's about it, says JCB. I don't know, I've never missed it. Coming to Bedrock Edition from Java Edition, I can't say there's ever been an occasion where I've gone, oh, I wish I had a zoom key. And I make a lot of videos, you know, so that's my experience. I'm not the same as everybody else. I appreciate everybody's got different experience, but in my personal experience, it's not something I miss. And I wonder, is this one of those things where people want it because it exists elsewhere, but they don't actually need it, you know? There's a lot of things that Java Edition have, like the F3 screen, where people get really passionate about not having it on Bedrock. Now, there's things on there that, yeah, I would really, really like on Bedrock Edition, on the F3 screen. But most of the stuff is a waste of time. You don't need it. Don't need it at all. So, is it one of those situations where people go, well, they've got it on Java Edition, so I want it here. I've seen other people use it, so I want it. Rather than actually going, do you know what, I really wish I could zoom in right now. Worth thinking about. Foxy, you and Slack Making a raid farm, says Sweet Dreams Buttercup. Probably at some point. No immediate plans to, but we do have a raid farm place set aside to actually work on. In fact, we can probably fly over to it. I think it's not too far away from where we are. I don't know exactly where it is, but I don't think it's too far from here. That's what I had to do with mine. Did a checkerboard on my fish farm working just fine now? Yeah, that's how I did it in Season 0, because back then fish wouldn't spawn in magma bubble column, sorry. But yeah. It only works now. Well, it will work soon. What are you planning for your base? I went into quite a lot of detail on that earlier on in the stream. If you want to check that out, then this stream will be available on Twitch as the VOD and also on my second channel a couple of hours after the stream is finished on Foxy 2, so you can check it out on that. Slack showed off the gold farms last night streaming, Foxy. Did he? What a mania, I can't believe he did it. Spoilers. That's kind of true, but some people want Bedrock Edition to be an exact copy of Java, but that's the same thing. Yeah, again, although there's a lot of reasons I would like them to be very similar. I think they should be the same, just for the fact it's confusing for people. Particularly, again, coming back to kids that watch YouTube. I get a lot of comments, less now because people are getting used to it, but I used to get, and almost every comment was, yeah, but I've watched this video by so-and-so and it doesn't work. Well, yeah, because you're watching a Java Edition tutorial and that won't work on Bedrock Edition. But why? And, you know, it doesn't make sense that the two things don't work together. If it works on one, then it really should work on the other. So I like the fact that Bedrock is different personally from my own playing experience, because I enjoy the way Bedrock is. Despite the fact that it's full of bugs and problems, I actually really enjoy playing on Bedrock Edition compared to Java. But as a game in itself, it should be the same, just so that it's not confusing. Do you know what I mean? For the fish farm, why don't you use a Guardian fair loads of cod? But I don't know what that means. Gotta head off doing your. See you later. Have a good evening, everyone. See you later, JCB. He's planning a boat. A very big boat, says Liam. I'm not planning a boat. Oh, I could do a boat. Like Bedrock, way better than Java, says Sweet Dreams Buttercup. That depends what you're into, I guess, but yeah. I wish Java YouTubers would tag their videos saying it's for Java. Well, they're still the elite, aren't they? I think Java YouTubers can't get their head around the fact that they are not the main version of Minecraft anymore. I think they're still fighting that they are playing the true version of Minecraft, which I think I would probably argue if I was doing the same thing. The problem is that obviously Mojang changed the name from Minecraft to Minecraft Java Edition a few years ago, and then called Minecraft Pocket Edition Minecraft, which just confused everybody. The Pocket Edition people were really happy that they were suddenly the main version of Minecraft, so everyone just calls that Minecraft now, or Minecraft Bedrock Edition, but the Java people are not prepared to go, actually, no, I'm playing Minecraft Java Edition as opposed to Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So, I get it. That was the edition that started it all. It's the edition that gets the most attention from the developers. I think they're absolutely in their rights to consider that as the main version of Java, because it's what works better. There's less bugs in it. It does a lot more technically. It's just not available on as many devices, or doesn't have as big a player base, sadly. The game mechanics should be the same, but HUD layout and that kind of stuff could be different. Yeah. But you can tell if it's Java or Bedrock version, says Sweet Dreams Buttercup. Only if you know what you're looking for. If you've never seen the difference between them both before, how would you know the difference? Only because you know, because you've looked, or you've played both, or you've noticed the difference, or someone's told you. If you just got into Minecraft, or if you'd always played Java Edition, like Mr. Beardstone, you came over to start playing Bedrock Edition, and you built a drum farm that relied on entity cramming, and then crashed the server because you didn't actually bother to check. I wonder if there's entity cramming on Bedrock Edition. And there isn't! Why would he know that? He wouldn't know that unless someone told him. It's not like there's an instruction book that comes with it. Beware, if you're playing Bedrock Edition, there's no entity grabbing. Well, you are right. Yeah, I am. Yeah, no. Today I am. I wasn't that other stream, was I? And that person proved me wrong about colouring shulker boxes in. Yeah, as a new player, I had no idea what I was looking at when I started looking at Minecraft videos. Yeah. Take it for granted because we've all played it so much. I always look at the screen for coordinates. Yeah, or there's the little player icon in the corner on some people's. Just the hotbar. On Bedrock Edition, the hotbar at the bottom floats just off the bottom of the screen, whereas on Java Edition, it's right at the bottom of the screen. So there are some subtle differences. Not many. I need me stuff. Oh, that's interesting. I'm asleep inside a coal. Nice. You didn't know I could do that. Piglin bartering with a moving gold block from Silent is great. Very OP. Hope it stays. It's a bit cheaty, isn't it? It's very cheaty. It's cool though, I got to admit. Yeah, it's really really cool. But yeah. What I would say about that, Silent's video's great, but I see a lot of people putting videos out that have entities sharing a block. Like, I saw Rogue Fox put one out for a chicken farm the other day. And the chicken farm's great, don't get me wrong. But when you have entities sharing the same block, it causes a lot of lag. So let's say, inside this hole here, you've got 20 piglins. They're all constantly banging off each other, and the game's trying really hard to figure out where each one should go, and it's doing a horrendous amount of maths every tick, and it causes a lot of lag. If you're in a multiplayer world and you've got a few people logged in that have all got a few different farms that have things crammed into one block, you suddenly start getting a ridiculous amount of lag. If you spread them out, like if you have a cow farm spread out or a piglin on each block, they don't need to be crammed in. You've got an infinite sized world. There's absolutely no advantage at all to having all of your piglins on one block or having one every other block. It really doesn't make any difference. Spread them out, you get no lag. Lag better. Fix. How long do you think it will be until Bedrock catches Java up with technical things and they end up giving the development? I don't think it'll catch up unless they're prepared to completely rewrite Bedrock Edition from the start. Because the problem with Bedrock Edition is it was originally written for work on mobiles or devices. It was written as, it was never intended to be a full version of the game. It was always meant to be a cut down pocket edition, and as a result of that, the core foundation of the game that it actually runs on is broken. It doesn't work for large scale multiplayer, it doesn't work for large scale farms. The database that saves your worlds and all of the data in it isn't made for, or it doesn't designed for working with big worlds or with lots of items or with lots of players. And the Java developers themselves have said that the Bedrock Edition can't support more than 50 hoppers at once. Although it does, but it's not supposed to. It can't support, when we've approached them with problems, they say, well, you should be, if you're doing large scale multiplayer, play on Java. And that's their words. It's not a case of making it more efficient or coding it better. It's the fact that the very core parts of the game just aren't designed for this level. So what's happened is, this is my opinion, this isn't fact, this is my opinion based on everything that I've learned and I've known from poking around in the game. But I think what happened was they went, hey look, we really need to make this pocket edition is getting popular. If we could make this the full version of the game, we're going to make loads more money. So let's do it. And rather than going, oh well, it's not very good, we should start again, they've just gone, it'll be all right. It's only for kids anyway that are playing on the phones. It doesn't need to be great. As long as it's got all the features that the other ones had, it'll be fine. And I think because of that, I think it was just that sort of attitude that's led it to be what it is. And now obviously it's got bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're probably I don't think they're regretting it at all because they made loads of money from it, but I think they're going to come across a point where it's just broken, completely broken, because they keep adding more and more and more to it and making it more and more laggy and more difficult. Like, that's why we're getting all of these database corruption issues and world corruption issues in the later versions, because it's just they can't handle it. Like entities going missing over chunks and stuff like that, they can't fix it because it's just not set up right to deal with it. Hydrate, says Delance here. Sorry, I've gone past it. Java got captions, always look at the screen for chords. Piglins are just puking at items. There we go, I found where I was. I made the switch from Java to Bedrock this week and getting used to it. I love the render distance, like being 80 chunks. So Foxy, if you get tons of lag when Silent logs on, you'll know what he's doing. Yeah. Well, he did the same thing last season with his villagers. He made a villager breeder and he had like 100 villagers all on one block, and whenever he loaded that area, it just stopped the server dead and no one could move. Fortunately, he didn't load it up very much because it was a long way away in the nether. But then one of the new players came along when we got new players mid-season whose portal was not far away from that, and every time they went through their portal and went into the nether, it loaded up all those villagers, and things lagged out the server. So we had to go on and just kill all of his villagers that were in this breeder. But it was an automatic breeder, so every time this person kept running back again, more villagers would breed, and we kept having to go and kill them all off. So yeah. When I first started playing Minecraft, none of the redstone builds I saw would work. It wasn't until I came across Foxy No Tail video that I did things start making sense. Been here ever since. Well, thank you, Lawful Meteor. So Java creator got small brain and Bedrock creators got big brains. The sweet reader was go. I don't think so. I think they're all amazing. The thing that amazes me about Bedrock Edition more than anything is the fact that it's running on effectively a broken system that's not suitable for the game, but they're putting it out on all those different devices at the same time that work together, and there's crossplay, and they all do exactly what the other ones do. That's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do at all. It's not like they're writing the code and then just copy and pasting it to the other versions. There's a lot of differences coding for all of the different platforms that they've got to take into consideration. And just doing that alone is amazing. So you can't... I mean, sometimes I do give the Bedrock developers a bit of grief when simple things seem to not work or things are completely broken and it's frustrating. And I shouldn't, because I need to remember that at the end of the day, they're doing a lot with a small team in a short amount of time. And generally speaking, apart from things like these microtransactions issues, they do a good job. Like this Nether update, they've put so much into it, and it works pretty much very well. There's hardly any massive issues. Whereas all of the updates that came before this have all had huge issues, at least somewhere. This one hasn't got many. There's a few corruption issues, which is a little bit concerning, but other than that, there's not many issues. Can you see them updating the database for Bedrock at some point? I hope they do, but I think it's going to be one of those things that ends up being too timely and too expensive to consider doing. So I don't know. I hope so. If they're going to carry, I mean, they said they wanted Minecraft to be the first 100-year game. If that's the case, if that's the long haul plan, then they're going to have to. I mean, technology is going to change anyway. So the issue is, like running a Bedrock servers will run on almost nothing. They'll run on potatoes of computers. But even if you've got a really, really good computer, doesn't matter how much power you've got, how much processor or how much RAM you've got, Bedrock will just hit its own internal limits for being able to do things. So as soon as you up the render distance or the ticking distance on that server and you invite a few people on, it's just going to collapse under its own inadequacy. So whereas Java Edition, pretty much generally speaking, the more processing power you throw at it and the more RAM you throw at it, the better experience you have. It's just not the same with Bedrock, sadly. Which is a shame, because I'd love... The PC that this server's running on is capable... It's only running at about 3% processing power, and it's only using 10% of the available RAM. If we up the render distance and up the simulation distance so we could have bigger farms and see further away, it wouldn't make any difference. It wouldn't use much more RAM or CPU. It would just kill the game. The game would just start lagging because the internal game just can't handle it, which is a real shame because I'd love to turn it up more. Do you know enough about coding to build a basic database to update your basic database update for your personal servers? What do you mean? I've done database work before, but I couldn't put a whole new Minecraft database in, if that's what you're asking. What are you asking? Crazy Dude says, I can't take Zloy seriously. It's probably best not to be taken seriously, to be perfectly honest with you. It was weird. The first thing I do these days when I log in and see how many more times Lawyer's died in lava. 86! Oof! Jeez. Wow, he's up there. I think he's going for the first 100 deaths, guys. What do we say we beat him to it? Who's 45? I don't know. Not me, thankfully. So I'm third now. Well, I finished ranting about servers and Bedrock Edition. Now, what's next? What are we going to talk about next, peeps? We're just over an hour into this stream. What's next? Someone pasted you... Oh, hang on. A whole... Oh, I missed it. Where'd it go? A whole database that could give you the advancements you want or could mean recoding the base game. No, I can't recode Minecraft. Minecraft is not open source. It's closed. You can't get access to the game files. Well, I suppose you could if you were really clever. But no, I wouldn't even want to do that because they update the game so regularly. As soon as you'd even done it, there'd be a new update out. You'd have to start working on it all over again. And no, I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't want to do it. That's not a job for somebody like me that's a casual developer that does stuff like that in their spare time. No. No thanks. Blue Devil says, woohoo! Got another Foxy live session. I try and do more of them. I've been, I keep saying I want to do more. I do want to do more, but things keep cropping up, you know. Like this week, I was hoping to get really stuck back into things this week, but this is going to be another short week. Got a phone call. Can I pick Oliver up a day early? Which is great. I love spending time with my kids, absolutely. But, you know, that means Friday night live stream is going to be out the window now. And I'm going out tomorrow because it was my birthday yesterday. I got invited out by the family to go and do to a barbecue tomorrow, which a social distancing barbecue should be fun. But that means tomorrow's gone, so that's another day of making videos and recording stuff's gone from my week, and then before you know it again, I'm back to the week that I have Oliver with me, who's my youngest son, which means I don't get anything done. So yeah, it's tricky at the moment. Very tricky. Mr. Onion stream soon, lol. We did it, Lofty. We already did it. What do you believe is your greatest Minecraft achievement if you had to choose a single item? An item? What do you mean? I don't understand. How can an item be an achievement? You mean like getting the Ender Dragon egg? I don't know. I've had all of the items like millions of times. I've been playing this game for years. What do you mean like a build that I would have achieved or something? I don't know. It's a hard one to answer, that one. What do you believe? Oh, I've just read that one. Sounds like your social life is getting an upgrade. You could say it, look at it that way, I guess. I don't know. I always feel uncomfortable when people try to make assumptions about your life when they don't know you, and based on casual things that you say. I don't think you're in any place to comment on the social life, mate. I'm sure you didn't mean it that way. When is Dark Fox coming back? Don't know. No idea. No plans at this moment in time. like any achievement personally, it still doesn't help me with that one. It doesn't make sense, the question. What achievement? What, like an in-game achievement? Like the achievements you get? Can you even see those anymore? Where do you, oh, there. These things, do you mean? Or what do you mean? Just want to say thank you for whoever was ripping you guys off, and now we can get the play along world over. Thanks, Jerk, says Teach. Language, please. Family friendly. I understand you're angry. At the end of the day, the play along was not intended for people to take the packs out and use in their own worlds and on their own servers. And that's what it ended up getting used for more than anything. So that's why it got taken down. It doesn't matter what was the straw that broke the camel's back, or the person that did the thing afterwards that made that happen. It was heading that way anyway. What will happen at some point when I get round to it is I will put out a download of the world without any add-ons on it, but you'll have the updated shopping district with the Mushroom Island biome. And if you want to go and find all of my add-ons and Dan Rob's Probs add-ons and add them all on so you've got something similar to what we've got, then that's fine. But the whole point is that we made that add-on pack for Truly Bedrock, so it was unique for Truly Bedrock. It's not like me and Dan Rob's Probs put out add-ons for people to have and do what they want with, as long as they're not some people have wound me up a little bit saying, oh, by the way, I've modified your pack, do you mind if I put it out for download? Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm not putting packs out there for you to modify. I'm putting them out there for you to use and enjoy. If you're modifying them and then putting them out for download as your own, then that's breaking copyright as far as I'm concerned, and I don't want you to do that. But you're welcome to take the downloads and the add-ons off my website, put them onto your SMP or your single player world and play along, play with them to your heart's content. You don't have my permission to alter them or change them and then sell them or give them away publicly or offer them for download. With the Truly Bedrock pack on its own, combined, a lot of work went into adding all of those packs together and combining them as a completely unique pack on its own that was supposed to be unique to Truly Bedrock. It had our player heads on it, and it had things that we created as a group for us. And what is frustrating is that people then went, hey, look, Truly Bedrock have got that. I want that on my SMP and in my videos on YouTube. So I'm going to take that out of that pack that they've put in there and offered together as a world, and I'm going to put it into my own world and do my own stuff with it. That wasn't the intention. So yeah, we want to keep certain aspects of the pack just for Truly Bedrock because it makes us unique and it makes us different, and people can't then accuse us of stealing the pack that we worked on from other people, because that happens as well. People like Dan Ross Probs did an amazing map, Skyblock, Nether Skyblock with the new Nether, and someone on the MCPEDL has completely ripped him off, claiming it's their own map and offering it for download with behind those horrible, the websites you go to for a download link, and it gives you loads of adverts and makes you watch stuff and sends you to dodgy websites that steal your information. So it's hidden behind those. So someone else is profiting off Dan's map, claiming it's his. And that's what will happen with the Truly Bedrock pack. If we leave that out there publicly, at some point, someone or other go, you're ripping off that pack that they've got on this particular SMP, when actually it was our pack to begin with, and we don't want to have to deal with stuff like that, because people can't just use it for what it was intended for, which was to just play along with what we're doing here. It was given out for the fans of Truly Bedrock to use as fans of Truly Bedrock, and not to just chop up and use for personal use or commercial use on their own stuff, That's why we took it down, and that's why it's not coming back. That was my stupid fault. I thought we could trust people more than we obviously can. Silent just put an Ironfire video out that's sure enough to have lots of villagers sharing the same block. I know he did, yeah. I've seen that. Wouldn't know where to start taking add-ons out, so thanks to that person we can't have the map or the add-on. You'll get the map, just not the add-ons, Lofty. Hey Foxy, I'm currently trying to format an SD card for my what? Has this got anything to do with Minecraft? Okay. You want to run Minecraft Bedrock server on a Raspberry Pi using Ubuntu. I know I know a little bit about Linux. I don't run it. I don't use it. I don't like it. I don't have anything that works on it. I've got no experience with it. So yeah, I can't answer your question. Sorry. Posture check, says Data. Thank you. Appreciate it. I know, super appreciate all the work you put onto those packs that you have put out for us. Thank you, Foxy. Appreciate the cool things you put out for the people use. Got run over by someone playing on their phone 2 years ago. Can't you add something that shows you created it? How would we do that? Just write Foxy No-Tail on all of the mob heads. No, the problem is if the person is smart enough to steal it out of the pack and claim it or use it for their own devices, they're probably smart enough to alter the pack and change it so that they've got their own player heads and stuff like that. One of the people I know very close to some of the people from one particular SMP that contacted me, and I've got nothing against them at all. They came to me and asked permission, and I said no. But they basically said, we really want to use your Truly Bedrock pack on our own SMP. Do you mind? Oh, by the way, in order to give you credit, we want to keep your head and Slack's head and someone else's head in the pack as well. And I don't want my head in other people's packs. I don't want my player head to be featured in other people's stuff because, I don't know, it feels weird to me to do that. But yeah, so I obviously said no, and they were fine with that. They said, yeah, absolutely, no problem whatsoever. Understand. I've known that person that asked me that a very long time. So, you know, it was never going to be an awkward conversation. And they asked, which was nice. Add a watermark. How do you add a watermark to an add-on pack? Make it so that when they're playing, it says Foxy No-Tail on their screen. I think, again, they would probably change it to remove that. If you release stuff through the marketplace, which is not everybody can do, you have to be part of a group of people that can do that, then you can, your code gets obfuscated or basically encoded so it can't be unraveled and read by anybody. But you can't put add-ons on the marketplace, you can only put maps on. So you can still effectively take the add-ons from those maps and use them, but you can't edit them. So we can't do that because we can't put them onto the marketplace, but that would be, if we could, one way kind of round doing it, but people still could use those add-ons on their SMPs. It wouldn't stop them doing that, they just would stop them editing it. So it still doesn't solve the problem. I believe the BDS server is for x86 only, not really possible. It's 64-bit, the BDS. Could we, the fans, contribute to the developer and testing our efforts of new add-ons, says Blue Devil? There are a couple of people on my Discord that are helping me out with things like that, and I have a group of people that help me out with other things as well. The problem with the only way you could do that would be to give people the add-ons to go and test them, which would kind of defeat the point, really, wouldn't it? Because you don't know who they are. The problem with the internet is trust. You don't know who. I don't know who any of you are. Even my most trusted admins, I don't know them. I've never met them. I've never gone to their house or had a cup of tea with them. But because they've been around for so many years and we've had so many conversations, I trust those people. For people that just turn up and say they want to help, that might be the most genuine person in the world, but I have no idea who they are or where they came from or what their actual intents are. And so, yeah, me personally would never trust anybody that just comes along and just says, hey, can I help you do this? Because I always assume they've got an ulterior motive, because most people seem to have that approach you like that. So sorry if you are a genuinely nice person that would genuinely want to help. But the way you would go around doing that is to become part of the community, spend a lot of time, you know, like years talking and chatting and getting involved, and then, you know, building up a level of trust to the point where you would be a part of the trusted people that gets to help out with stuff like that. You and Dan work so hard to come up with new content for others to enjoy. It's only right that you're using the right way. As somebody who really appreciates your vids and streams, enjoy watching you guys having fun with the add-ons and maps. Well, thank you. Thank you, Wraith Wrath. Blaz there saying I tried to add my own head to the packs, but I couldn't. I'm too dumb. So someone else that's taking the pack to pieces, which is not what we intended. I get people will. Should I let my 15-year-old play VR games? He's begging me for an Oculus Rift. Depends what the game is and what you allow in your house, or are you concerned more about his eyes? I let my son Jack play my VR stuff, but not for very long, an hour at a time most, and only once. He only comes to me like, well, he used to. He hasn't been here for the whole of since the coronavirus because he's been shielding at home. But when he was coming before that, when he was 14, he came every other weekend, and I would let him on it for an hour at the weekend because it's not good for underdeveloped eyes. And it does give you a lot of eye strain and headaches, and it can make you feel quite sick. Depending on the game and depending on the quality of your hardware. Half-Life Alyx, I ran on mine. It was the first one I run on my new system, and I genuinely felt ill for 2 days after that. I'd never felt so sick and ill from playing. I'd never felt sick or ill from playing VR at all before that, but playing that was it. I just felt like I wanted to throw up for 2 days straight. So I've not played it since. Not even picked it up since then to play any game. I probably just didn't have it set up right on my new system, or maybe it was just that game. I don't know, but yeah. I wouldn't spend a lot of the Oculus Quest is probably a good place to start because it's relatively inexpensive compared to the rest, and you can, if you get the link wire, run it from a PC as well, and it's as powerful as the Rift if you do it that way, or the Rift S. It's just not quite as good graphically, I think, but you can play all of the Steam games and the Oculus games through it just like you can any other version. So I think that's definitely the one to go for if you're going to get it, but they're not cheap. Did you have a good birthday, says Umbras? I did, thank you very much. Yes, it was pleasant. You should get more credit and have more subs. I mean, you're funny, smart, a rare combination. Well, I don't know about smart. But thank you. I agree with you. I should have loads more subs. YouTube not letting me have them. Auntie Dizzy's there saying hi. Hi, Auntie Dizzy. How you doing? Happy belated birthday. You share a birthday with my daughter, says Teach. Oh, I always have to share everything. I can't just have something on my own, can I? I always got to share it. Jeez, no matter what it is, someone always wants a bit. Like those crisps I had last night. Someone else with their hand in my bag every 5 minutes. Get off my crisps. You're expert level 99, says the new champion. I am indeed. Definitely 100% expert level 99. I don't think that means quite what I wanted it to mean when I came up with that phrase.
Hang on a minute to let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gifted subs. Thank you.
Wow, again? Didn't you already do that once this stream? Kurakian? 5 more tier 1 community sub gifts. That's ridiculous. Thank you so much. If your name is Trasger a million billion, or Blaz, or Minecraft Dude, or Christmas Soul, or Atronical, please give a big thank you to Kurakian for your new subscriptions. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Was it Mr. Onion stealing your crisps? Yeah. No, it wasn't. He's still sulking about me saying he can't be living at his house near my base. He says he's not moving, though. I didn't mean to offend you about personal life with my best jelly. I'm just jealous because I'm stuck in hospital for another 2 weeks. Oh, don't worry. I've been stuck in for my house since February. I've only just started seeing anybody. It's not a reflection of my social life. It's a reflection of the fact that we're currently going through a horrendous pandemic, and I'm on the high risk list. So yeah, I feel bad for you if you've been in hospital for 2 weeks. I'm sorry about that. But what you said wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't offensive, but I see it a lot. People make assumptions about you based on their own experience, and I find that frustrating quite a lot of the time because they'll assume things about me that aren't true, and then speak to me maybe differently because they expect me to be one way or have done something one way rather than actually finding out the truth. And because I'm a bit of a talker and I make jokes and stuff like that, sometimes I say things that might not be 100% true because it's got a bit of a joke in it, you know. So I'll make a joke about not having friends, or I'll make a joke about not doing this or doing something like that, and there'll be a little bit of truth in it, but mostly I've just said it as a joke. And then people pick up on that and then just make assumptions about you based on that. And you should never assume anything about anybody, because I think that's a lot of the reasons for these arguments people have on the internet, you know, is like Twitter arguments and Facebook arguments, is because people expect everybody else to have had the same experiences as them, and therefore like treat everything in the same way. But every single person on this planet, whether you grew up in the same house or you grew up the other side of the world from each other, has had a different experience, and the way their brain works differently. The way they experience emotion and taste and smell is different. Everybody experiences the world in a completely different way, and there is no normal. So when you're making assumptions about people based on your own life, take a second to consider that even your own brother or sister, or your own mother or father, or your next door neighbour, or the guy across the street, or someone you know on the internet from the other side of the world, absolutely 100% will consider things differently to you and have a different perspective because of their own experiences. So yeah, just never ever assume. Were there cheese and Mr. Onion crisps, says Blood Plus? No, they were Doritos tangy cheese. Very tasty. I always see someone different every day in the mirror, lol, says Blaz. Join the club. There's this old guy looks back at me like, hey, you're loads older than me. What are you doing with all those wrinkles, old man? Perception is reality. You should see that on a t-shirt somewhere. There's a book about that. It says Music Lindsay. How is your inventory not full yet? Because I keep going and dropping everything off. You're not paying attention. Thanks, Twitch. I was trying to be all deep and stuff, says Lord Gaviton. I've been stuck in my apartment for 15 years, says Street Beat Buttercup. I hope it's not because you've lost the key. I hope it's, you know, well, it's a horrible thing. It sounds like it's horrible anyway, but yeah, if it was something crazy like, oh, I dropped the key somewhere, I can't find it, then you should perhaps ask someone to get you a new one. Could we consider better storage add-on in the future? Potentially. You can give entities inventories, but there's no control over chests. You can fiddle with the user interface. One thing I did do, I made it. I was messing about with stuff, and I made it so that I could put items inside another player, but they didn't go in their inventory. I could basically click on Chuck or Big Chicken and use them like a chest, which was quite fun. But they couldn't access the items, only I could. So it's kind of like an ender chest inside another player. The problem was, as soon as we logged out and logged back in again, the game crashed. So I don't think we should do that. But we can create entities that we can put items inside of. And you can also like change entities like cows to work like hoppers, so that if they stand on... No, so that they can stand on a hopper and have items taken out of them. You can also tell a cow or another entity or any sort of entity to pick items up, but unfortunately when they pick those items up, they don't necessarily go into an inventory that you can access. So like a villager, it has a hidden inventory that you can't see, and when it picks things up like carrots or potatoes off the floor, they go into that hidden inventory. But you can give a villager a separate inventory that you can access, but the carrots and potatoes don't appear in there, which is a shame. It would be nice if you could say, okay, I want cows to now hoover up diamonds. And then when I click on that cow, I want to access those diamonds. Because then you could say, right, okay, I'm going to make this magnet. And when I've got this magnet near me, any items that drop on the floor are just going to get sucked up by that magnet. and then I can go and open the magnet inventory and take the items out. So let's say I put this magnet down here, and it's a big magnet, so it's got a radius of like 50 blocks, and I go mine all of the items around it, then they would get sucked up into that and I can go and get it. So that's what I wanted to achieve, but sadly that's not possible, which is a bit annoying. You can have a magnet in another way though. You could use commands to basically, when you're walking around, any items on the floor would get teleported to you from further away, which you could do quite easily with custom items and things like that, but that would be a little bit more laggy and not quite as fun. Another thing you could do, you could have a backpack kind of entity, like a wolf or something, like a friend that would follow you around that had an inventory in it. But if it despawned or you picked it up, like, you know, my Chuck loader mob, if you picked it up, the inventory would vanish. So it's, I've tried to come up with lots of different ideas to have extended inventories, and it's just not an easy thing to do. You're not old, Foxy, you've got a long way to go, says Lawful Meteor. Will we consider... Oh, I've read that one. Clearing his base. So, no, stop. So there you go. That's all about inventories. Can Chuck be used to go AFK? No, as I said in the video about that, he won't load, he's not a player. So he can't, like, things won't spawn around him. He can load chunks, but he's not a player. So, yeah, you put him near an ocean or a iron golem farm or a blaze spawner or something like that, things aren't going to spawn because he's not a player. Can a shulker box be made into a backpack? I'd love to be able to do that, but I don't think it's possible. I don't think it is. I'd love to be able to add another inventory space on here and drop it into there and keep it on you, but I don't think it is. I can't figure a way to do it out to give us more inventory slots. In the game code itself, in the database, there is like a number of inventory slots in there, kind of a bit. But with an actual add-on itself, I don't think it's possible. Sam says, hey, it's my second time in the stream. How are you? I'm good. How are you doing? Will you add mini blocks like Hermitcraft to your head mod? Yes. Yes. Somebody called Wizardurus joined my Discord recently. They actually approached me and said, hey, look, I want to modify your mob heads pack to do more mob heads and mini blocks and stuff like that. Do you mind if I do it? And I said, yes, absolutely do mind if you do it. I don't want anyone else doing that because I got lots of plans to do more things with my mob heads pack. But if you want, you can help me by helping me work on it. So they are now doing like bug reporting and things in my Discord. They're helping people out that have got problems with it, and they help me by adding like the witherhead textures and doing some of the entities for the latest version, which was really nice. So they got credit in the add-on itself, which was good. So yeah, one of the things I said was I would like to do the micro blocks next, but not tomorrow, not the next day. What you've got to consider is I'm a content creator and I need regular content going out regularly. And also I don't have a great deal of time. So I'm expecting to leave a good month between what I've just released, which is the 1.16 version of Mob Heads, before I start even considering releasing the next one, so that there is time between uploads. It would be very easy for me to make all the packs in the world, spend a few weeks doing it, and then just release them all at once. And I'd have a massive boost to my channel for about a week, and then it would all die off and it would disappear again. So in order to keep my channel flowing and keep that boost going and keep that hype train running effectively, I need to consider how often I release things and how often I work on them as well. So yeah, that will be coming. That'll be one of the next things I am working on. I will probably ask for some help with it as well, because textures for that are going to be difficult, and I don't want to just go and rip them off to vanilla tweaks, because I think that's a bad thing to do. For the Mob Heads pack that I've worked on, Groover Guy did a lot of the graphics for it. I did a lot of the graphics for it, and I also used the Minecraft Heads website to get a lot of the graphics for that as well, which were copyright free. I made sure I got the copyright free one. So yeah, there's a lot of work goes into a pack like that, and especially considering there are so many different block types, it's going to be a huge job. So it will probably start out with quite a small number of blocks at first, which are probably the relatively popular ones like diamond and emeralds and ores and things like that, and then as time progresses add more and more stuff to it. Yeah, that way, because it's not as easy as just chucking in another microblock. There's about 5 different files per each different block, which is crazy, and they've all got to be specific and correct and linked to the right places. So yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. Mini blocks, is that like Slack's mini food? Kind of. It's like mob heads, but instead of having a head, or instead of being a head of something, it would just be like a mini piece of wood. Can't do anything with it, it just looks nice on the floor. I probably wouldn't use it a great deal myself, but I know a lot of people, again, as we were talking about earlier in the stream, people have seen it somewhere else, so they want it regardless of whether they actually would need it or not. And I think, well, that's a good opportunity for me to get a lot of views on a video, so yeah, I'll do it. Have you been enjoying the new Nether? What's your favourite bits? The new Nether is, I like what they've done. I think the new Nether is a lot more interesting. It's a lot more varied. I think it was absolutely needed. I think the old Nether was a little bit sparse and a little bit lacking. Without wanting to sound too negative, because the new blocks are amazing and the new biomes are great and how it all works is fantastic, I don't like being there. I don't like the fact that flying around there is just walls everywhere. You can't fly across the Nether very far at all now before you run into walls. It feels like the fog is so much closer now than it was before. So I was saying to Slack earlier, I was actually we were working in the Nether, working on blaze farms today, and it was hurting my eyes flying around looking for these blaze spawners, because it was like I was trying to focus in the distance to see where I was going as I was flying around, and I couldn't because the fog was so close. And we've got quite a high render distance on here now. I think we're using about 20 chunks, but in the Nether it seems to be so close. It's like it's 6 or 7 chunks away. So I said to Slack, oh, can you send me your fog removal pack, which we used to use on 1.14, which removed the fog from the Nether. And now when we use that, it's even worse because the chunks are just not loading around the player. They're loading really close, so it's horrible. So I don't like flying around the Nether at all now because the fog just feels way too close and it's hard to get around. And the new despawning was absolutely 100% necessary for Bedrock Edition. It means we can do loads more things with those types of different farms now. But the Nether is just deadly. It's absolutely deadly now. So I don't, as somebody that just wants to go there to make farms and build stuff and not actually deal with it in terms of having fun fighting mobs and raiding bastions. I couldn't care less about raiding bastions and killing piglins. I don't enjoy it. It's just hard now. So yeah, great. I think they did a great job. I think it looks fantastic visually compared to what it used to, but as an actual, for my style of play, I don't enjoy being there anymore. I never enjoyed being in the Nether anyway, but I enjoy being there less now. I don't want to spend time in the Nether anymore at all, if I can avoid it. Can we see your house as FIFA players? No, I haven't got one yet. Can you add a feature to wear a mob head? No. Watch my latest video and I explain why. It's technically kind of possible a bit. Someone else has kind of done it a bit, but it's very, very glitchy. And if you're wearing any armor, it deletes it. If you're wearing a different mob head, it deletes it. It's just not. It's glitchy and you'll lose your stuff. So no, I'm not adding it. But we should be able to wear them on our heads. Why? Because that's what we saw on Java Edition. So, what difference does it make? You put them on the floor, you don't wear them on your head. But on Java Edition, I don't care. Not going on your head, mate. Not unless they change it so we can actually put entities on our head in the game. or we can make actual mini blocks. If we can retexture skulls like they do on Java Edition, great, but we can't. So tough. You get what you're given. I'm amazed that we can have it at all. So getting wither skulls will be a problem now, more than before. Or will it be easier? It's loads easier to get wither skulls. I've got 12 in my under chest at the minute anyway, and I haven't even been trying to get them. It's ridiculously easy to get wither skulls now. It's the magma cubes and the skeletons in the Soul Sand Valleys that are the problem. The magma cubes are ridiculous. The problem with magma cubes is they're not difficult to kill on their own, but they're buggy. So when you kill the big one and they split into 4, the 4 new ones launch at you and they surround you. That rather than just breaking up where you killed them, it's like they teleport at the player and they just completely swamp you. And then when they break up into the little ones after that again, same thing happens. They launch towards you, and I'm sure that's a bug. I don't think that's intended, and it just makes them really difficult to deal with. Wear them on your bum, much better. I agree. That's how it should be done. Can we see the gold farm? No, it's miles away. No, get your own gold farm. Wow, look at that. We've made a big dent on this area. We made a big dent. Not many trees left over here, mate. But Foxy, it was beautiful. Shut up. It's gross now. I like it gross. Get out of my swamp. It's not a swamp. Did they change the loot table for the wither skeleton? No. Hi, who are you? I've just subbed. Can you explain what you do, please? Why did you sub if you don't know who I am? Well, it doesn't make any sense. What do you do that for? You mean followed? Again, still begs the question, why? My name is Foxy Notel. I make Minecraft videos, and I also make add-ons and software for my Minecraft Bedrock edition of the game. I'm also part of a group of people called Truly Bedrock who make regular content videos on part of an SMP, which has been compared to the Hermitcraft of Bedrock Edition, as much as I absolutely hate that comparison because that's really not what we're trying to achieve, but I guess it's the closest thing to compare us to in the normal sense. But yeah, we get a lot of, oh, it's like Hermitcraft for Bedrock. Nah, we're just an SMP trying to do our own thing, cut our own, make our own path. But yeah. If they didn't change the loot table, why is it easy to get skulls? Because they keep spawning. Because despawning works, you just get more wither skeletons. Before, when despawning didn't work, the mob cap would get reached really quickly on Bedrock Edition because you can only actually have 16 loaded mobs at once in the nether around a player. So you just would never get any more wither skeletons spawning. So you'd constantly have to fly around to different fortresses to find more wither skeletons, fresh ones. Whereas now, as soon as you kill a couple, the next ones spawn in. And then you kill them, and then more spawn in, and then you kill them, and more spawn in. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely fantastic, really. Foxy Bio, ha 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 ha. Posture check, says Slop How. Thank you. Is there no one like Foxy? There is no one like Foxy on Hermitcraft. I don't think there's no one like Foxy anywhere. If there's anyone like me out there, tell me where they are. I want to meet them because I'm pretty sure there's no one out there as crackers as I am. As my mother used to say, they broke the mould when they made you, son. No, she didn't really used to say that. She used to say, get out of my house. Sorry, Mum. If it's cold, put a blamming jumper on. Okay, Mum. One is plenty, says Mitz. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there. I don't think we should even consider having more Foxy No-Tails. Although I would quite like a clone so that I could work on many, many more things. I have lots of ideas and not enough time to work on them all. So if anyone knows how I could have a clone, I'd thoroughly appreciate it. And I promise I won't do like trolling stuff like people do when they're in movies and they've got a clone. Or I might do a bit, but that won't be my main goal. My main goal would be to do more good stuff. Dark Fox. Where are you originally from? My mother. Where I originated. What about you? Where do you think I'm originally from? And how far do you think I've moved? Maybe there's an add-on from getting a clone. I don't mean a clone in Minecraft. That's easy. I want a real clone. Genuine clone, please. Happy Saturday, Foxy and chat. Hope everyone is well. Just wanted to give a huge thank you for you and your content. Yesterday, for the first time in 5 years, I beat the Ender Dragon and got my wings, and thanks to your tutorials and episodes, I was watching some of your old episodes with Jack and knew I could do it. A truly Bedrock. Thank you. You're welcome, Seabass. Thank you for a lovely message. I'm sure I just completely butchered what you actually said. But the sentiment is no less sentimental. And that's a real word. Mr. Onion, Big Chicken, Mr. Barbecue, Dark Fox, and Jock, all clones of Foxy gone slightly wrong. Nah. I'm not sure about that. Can we on? Ooh. 1 hour, 50 minutes, jeez. I don't even got all these trees done yet. Thought we'd have this castle built by now. Mitzi's fault, in interrupting me in the chat. Maybe manipulate Mr. Onion's mind. I think I've had enough of manipulating Mr. Onion's mind, or vice versa. I don't want to spend any more time inside his mind than I already have done. Spent the majority of last season in there, and it was not a nice place to be. No, thank you. He wasn't there. The majority was only there a couple of episodes. Shut up. I was just exaggerating for the sake of making conversation. Wanted it to sound more impressive than it was. Well, don't. Shut up. How much are the add-ons? What add-ons? Free. And that's a great price. Plus he took all your diamonds. He did. What's your favourite Minecraft farm? The one that gives me the most and the easiest to build. Probably Guardian Farm, because I was the one that figured it out. I was the one that figured out Guardian Farms on Bedrock and how they worked and how to manipulate them. So yeah, I think I'm probably always going to warm myself to Guardian Farms. I was the first person to work out Iron Golem spawning after they changed it all, but that's all changed now, so that's useless information as of now. But yeah, my Guardian Farm I was very proud of. And everybody else is using my design now, or some version of it. If you clone yourself in real life, but it comes out like Big Chicken, you might not be happy about it. Well, I would hope it wouldn't. If I had a clone and it came out like Big Chicken, I'd be asking the person that did the cloning, are you sure you cloned the right person and not Big Chicken? You know? Foxy and his amazing friends that all live in one head. We don't! The characters, anyway. Right. What? What? Any others? Any more questions? I'm being quiet. I'm waiting. You're not giving me more questions. I've run out of things to talk about now. It's got to that quiet point in the stream where I'm just about 2 hours in. My brain's gone kaputsk. My cup of tea's run out. I'm decaffeinated. The sugar high's gone. Any plans on Guardian Farm this season? I will. The thing is, I kind of don't need one now other than for sea lanterns, which is still one of my most favourite blocks. Because the XP furnace glitch is giving me what I was getting from my Guardian farm the most. And I think a couple of other people at least already have Guardian farms, so I might just buy sea lanterns and not bother. But it would be nice to have one. It would be nice to have a Guardian farm, because I just really like building them. They're easy to build and they're good fun. And it'd be interesting how they work now with the despawning as well. I would like to do that, but I don't need to. Unless they fix the furnace glitch, in which case I'll cry many, many cries, and then I'll build a Guardian farm. XP furnace glitch, do tell us more about that. Oh, crikey. Watch my videos. Basically, there is a glitch where if you put a furnace above a hopper and put that hopper into something like a double chest, every item that you smelt through it will count towards the level of XP stored in the furnace, that's how it's supposed to work. The bug is that if you don't remove any items from the chest or the hopper below, you can continually keep taking items out of the furnace once it's backed up enough. So you take them out of the furnace rather than the hopper or the chest, and you'll get the XP, the same amount of XP every single time. So let's say there's 50 levels worth of XP stored in that furnace. You don't just get it once. You get 50 levels every time you take one item out of that furnace. So the furnace is at my base at the minute. I've got 8 of them in a row, and they're all up to about level 35 because I've smelted that much stuff through them. And the more stuff you smelt through them as well, the higher the level gets in it, and it never goes. If you put a lever on it though, it will kill any levels that are inside there. If you take items out of the chests or the hopper below it, it will kill any levels that it's got in there. And if you break the furnace, it will kill any levels it's got in there. So yeah, it's very OP at the minute, very easy to do. You just need a reasonable amount of fuel and a few items to start with that you don't mind. The problem is, the items that you smelt, you're never going to get back. So if you've got a couple of shulker boxes with a fish you don't mind never having access to once it's cooked, then it's dead easy to do. Aren't you totally bonkers about the hoe update to get rid of the leaves? Tree farming never been easier now. It's another tool to carry around, I guess, but it's great. Silk Touch Hoe with efficiency 5 on it, mending and breaking. Great for gathering leaves. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot of that when I need some leaves. But while I'm doing like tree chopping, I don't see the point, really. I'm not really bothered about collecting the leaves, and it's just another tool to carry around with me for no real reason. I mean, it doesn't take that long for me to break the leaves like that. I know it's not insta-mining, but I don't need the leaves. I'm already collecting. Look, I've got stacks of them in my inventory already. I'm not even trying to get them. So, but yeah, I love it. I think it's great they've finally given me use to the hoe. Amazing. Levels are different from items, says your new champion. What do you mean by that? How come you were against AFK fishing but okay with glitching? Yeah. Oh, okay. XP doesn't really do a lot other than mend your tools, right? You can't really do a great deal with it. Yes, you can enchant stuff with it on an enchanting table, but you need to have stuff to do that. You need to have an enchantment table, and you need to have lapis, and you need books to enchant them on your anvil. You need to get hold of them. Having access to a quick source of XP really doesn't allow a great deal of progression through the game. It just helps you when you get to my sort of level, when you're like, right, okay, I've just run a spend today concentrating on actually resource gathering and building. I'm not, at this stage of my Minecraft career, if you like, I'm not playing the game to survive. I'm playing the game to make videos and make entertaining content and make farms and discover new ground and find different ways of doing stuff. I'm not bothered about fighting zombies or surviving the night or anything like that. I just want to enjoy playing the game the way I play it. I don't like AFK fish farms because they're too enabling early on. The fun part of, you only get early game once. Once you're past early game, it's gone. And when your series lasts a year or 18 months or 2 years, that first week of struggling and getting stuff and dying and resource gathering the hard way makes you remember what it's like to play Minecraft in survival, and it's a fun and interesting experience. If you first thing you do is set up an AFK fish farm and just grab all of the books that you need from that and get all of the stuff that you need from that, you're spoiling that experience that's early on. Once you've got it all, sure, get an AFK fish farm and top up your books and stuff, because you're probably not going to worry about doing the other stuff anyway. But early on, just enjoy playing the game, you know, the way it's supposed to be played. And then once you're OP, this is my personal preference, by the way. I absolutely expect nobody to agree with me on that, and everybody has their own way of playing Minecraft. There is no rules on how to play Minecraft. There is no one way of how to play Minecraft. If you would rather skip early game altogether and just give yourself diamond items or netherite items to start the game with so you can just get on, that's up to you. Minecraft allows you to do that. That's fine. I'm not saying you have to play the game like that. This is my own way of thinking. It's like the not that long ago, a couple of years ago, there was a silk touch book where you would silk touch an ender chest and you would get the ender chest back and 8 obsidian. If you silk touched a furnace or a dispenser or a dropper, you would get 2 of them. And if you silk touched a beacon, you would get 2 back. After that, I had about 150 beacons because I could. It didn't help me get any more blocks in the game. It didn't help me do anything, but it was fun, it was different, and I was already at the point in the game where I'd done it. I'd never in a million years even dream about fighting 150 withers. I don't see the point, and I don't find it entertaining to take on the wither, so I just wouldn't bother. But it enabled me to do something different in the game, whereas AFK fishing doesn't enable you to do anything different. It just gets you stuff that would otherwise be difficult to do quickly. There is no point in getting an AFK fish farm once you're late game or OP. Well, it depends if you want to open a bookshop. Don't tell anyone about how many books you took from Slack's AFK farm at the start, naughty naughty. Shh. Hey, I didn't go AFK for them, he did. To be fair, me and Slack hit the ground running this series, and that was without his AFK fish farm. We did, we went to the end in our first episode, or first couple of episodes, and got through early game as quickly as we could so we could get cracking. We didn't spend hardly any time doing the early game stuff. So I don't blame Slack for wanting to do AFK fishing to get past that. I don't think Slack enjoys the early game stuff at all. I don't think that's his cup of tea. He just wants to make farms and have fun being innovative and building stuff, you know, and I don't blame him for that. And I wanted to do that with him, so we did. He was certainly a lot more OP than I was, more quickly. I enjoyed it a little bit, but again, you don't want to do the same thing over and over again with Minecraft, and when you start a new season, you want to do things differently. I mean, next season I might even do AFK fishing. It depends what I want to achieve out of the season and how quick I want to get started, I guess. So, it really... For my Super Junk Block world, I made a big stink about it in that, because the whole point of that map is that it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be difficult and make you use your brain on how you achieve it's supposed to play the game differently from how you would normally play it. So when I was seeing loads of fish farms, it kind of made me feel like I'd wasted my time making the map, because if people are just going to go and effectively cheat the items in like that, what was the point in me doing it? But then I realised, people want to play the game differently. That's not how it was at all. And if I felt that way, that was up to me, but it wasn't up for everybody to feel that way. So I made a statement and a stand not to do AFK fishing, but I never said no one else couldn't do it. So, and I did pinch books from those as well. That's the thing. Again, I pinched books from those and I pinched books from Slack's AFK fish farm. If they didn't exist, I would respect the stuff I've got more. And this is kind of a little bit like, when... I've said it loads of times and people have agreed with me. If you go into creative mode at any point during your survival let's play, it ruins it for you. You fall in lava, lose all your stuff, it's frustrating, and you go, do you know what, I'm just going to go into creative mode and get my stuff back because that wasn't fair. Or there was a bug, or I was in a bad mood anyway because I got knocked into lava by a glitch, or something happened, or I wasn't paying attention, or maybe I just had an argument with someone in real life and I was in a bad temper and something happened. You hop into creative mode and you get your stuff back. And then that's it. That survival world for you just gets tainted mentally in your head. You're just like, oh, I don't really want to do that anymore. And you lose interest in it because all of a sudden everything you got loses its value because you worked hard to get it before, and then after that you've that hard work is gone, and then the next time you think, well, I lose it, I might as well just cheat it in again because I cheated it in anyway, and all of a sudden your hard work and your effort is worthless. And that's kind of a little bit, I guess, what AFK fishing is like in my head, because if you've got all the best armor that you've got from books from AFK fishing, then you can replace it really easily. All of a sudden that armor's not worth anything to you, and mine isn't. I couldn't care about any of this stuff because I just got books from Slack and put it together. So if I lose this stuff, I'll just go get more books, and that to me is a little bit sad really, that I don't care about the stuff I've got. So I mean, I'd be annoyed that I've lost it because I'll have to go through the process of enchanting stuff again but I don't have to go through the process of where will I get those amazing books? How will I get that mending enchantment? Where will I get these particular things? How long at the crafting table or the enchantment table will I have to spend to do that? How will I get all the levels to do that? I can do it already, you know, and it kind of spoils it a bit, you know. I thought posture check gives me 300 coins. No, you spend your coins on those things. You got it backwards, my friend, but thank you for the posture check. I only want to creative to delete the end because even though I was in peaceful, you don't use creative mode to delete the end though, do you? You use world edit for that. Do you allow self-promotion? Absolutely not. Nope. Work your do your own hard work. Don't use someone else's. Self-promotion should be banned. I've never ever gone to anybody else's channel or Discord or video comment or anything and gone, hey, check me out, because that's just wrong. Someone else has worked hard to get themselves those viewers and that following, not for you to come and go along and go, hey, look at me instead. So no, if I wasn't streaming right now, I'd probably ban you. Just for asking that stupid question. But no, I wouldn't really ban you. You're allowed to ask questions, but that does rile me. Yeah, absolutely. I see it so much, and I hate it. I really hate it. Will we ever get a face reveal? I do them all the time on my second channel. When I stream on there, yeah, and I'll be streaming on there probably tomorrow morning. So that is for over 18s though. It is mature content on that channel, so I'm not going to give you the link just in case you're not. But if you are part of my group, you'll know what that is and where to find it. Or someone in the chat will tell you. It's not necessarily over 18s. It's mature content. It's I don't swear or anything like that in there. But the games I'm currently playing a game that I certainly wouldn't want my kids watching. Although I think Jack would be all right watching it now. He's 15. He kind of seen all that sort of stuff a million times anyway. But certainly wouldn't want Oliver watching it. So yeah, it's just not particularly family friendly from the content that is on there. Must hate drinking water if making you eat is cheaper than making you hydrate. That's controlled by Twitch. I don't control that. They're automatic, those ones. Chat is kept clean, yes, says Mitz. That's good. I haven't linked my YouTube here. There is no way you can track me down. No, but you've just mentioned that you've got YouTube, so you're out. Goodbye. Don't try and play me. I'm not stupid. Ban. Gone. Banned. Don't push your luck, mate. Can't find the second channel. Read the chat. I'll give you a clue. Mitz, I'm doing your job for you. But you don't pay me. Shut up and do it better. What's the bot you use that's not Streamlabs? Called Mitz. I only use Streamlabs. Although for my other streams I run on, I don't use Streamlabs, I use Stream Elements, but for these ones I use Streamlabs. Sorry, Smith, I'm only kidding. I'm already kidding. Wasn't kidding me like that though. Push your luck round here. Hey, can I spam your channel? No. Okay, I won't talk about my YouTube channel then, and my Twitch, and all of the cool things I get up to in Minecraft. Okay, bye. And don't come back. Pet peeve number 1. I got lots of pet peeves, but probably the worst one is when people assume I'm as stupid as they are. Or treat you stupid. You know, when people just assume that they can get around you because they think you're not, they don't think you're very clever, or they just assume that they're smarter than you. That annoys me. I might not be as smart as them, but generally speaking, you can pretty much always see through stuff like that. And it infuriates me that people again make assumptions about you and think they can get around you and use you for things. I swear emeralds have a lower spawn rate post-patch, lol, sneaky things. I wouldn't know, I don't really go mining for emeralds. Tell you what, Looting 3 seems to have been patched, though. You hardly get anything through Looting 3 anymore. It's a rip-off. Not even any point in having it. Well, we've cleared a bit of an area there. I don't really know what to do with the rest of it. I need to fill in some of the water, and I need to break some of the edges, and that lava probably wants filling in so I don't die in it. But considering I'm going to be building up the edges and raising it all up with stone and basalt and stuff like that, I probably don't need to terraform that. But I kind of want to flatten it so that I can dig into it as well, because I want it to have an underground area. But I don't know how much of that I actually need to dig out. So I need to fill that in. I need to cut that area there and that area there so the water goes all the way round. I need a slow falling potion. That would be loads better. Let me go get some slow falling. Donut plays Minecraft. Long time no see. It has been a long time, Donut. Jeez. I thought you disappeared for good. Fly! Have you heard from Minecraft about the Unbreaking 3 bug bug? They said that they thought they were going to fix it in this update, but they realised it was a much bigger issue than just this update I've gone up to, I know. So I think they said for the next major release we should see improvements, because they've got to basically rewrite how the whole thing works, I think. So yeah, that water needs extending around all of that. That needs cutting through. So that's a whole mountain we've got to demolish there. That needs cutting through. I'm going to cut through that one there and just make that its own mountain. They need filling in. That bit needs filling in there as well. There's a lot to do. But not today. Not today, because I think I've got on for long enough, don't you? So I would like to say, as I fly away from the moon on Truly Bedrock, or start falling back down to earth, thank you all very much for watching. I'm not going to go yet. I'm going to roll the credits. Only kidding. And you did all this without TMTs as GM, yeah? Still can't find your face reveal channel. Well, you're just going to have to try harder, mate. I'm not telling you. It's a secret. You've got to be in it to win it. Jesse B with the love hearts there. Thank you, Jesse. They look a bit green though. Maybe you should feed them up a bit. They look a bit unwell. I'm only kidding. Thank you for supporting the stream. We got cheers from Zero Cool and Ranch. We got Jesse B Mitts and Streamlabs moderating. Followers from Donut. A load of other people. Lots of people. Jeez. Okay, it's going on for quite some time. Listened while mowing. Stopped to look. Looks great. Good stream. Thanks, GM. Was a nice lurk. Big plans there, Foxy, says Mr. Beardstone. Ah, I see. I see lurking in there. Anyone streaming from TB? Anyone streaming at all? Can I give him a poke? maybe throw a raid their way. It's got a duck in its name and shot and 84 years. Wait, it's a stream. Not 84 years. Jeez. Zloy. Is Zloy still streaming? Is he doing an adult Zloy stream there, or is he doing a family-friendly Minecraft stream? Zloy's a bit hit and miss whether or not he's suitable to be streaming, to share. Zloy is live. He's playing Minecraft. Okay, fair enough. We'll hit Zloy up then. No problem, mate. I'll just have a quick sleep. Ah! No. Oh, watch out for that wall. Zloy's on TB. Fantastic. Right, in that case, we'll all head over to see Zloy then. I say we. I'm gonna go play with Slack, I think, if he's woke up now. So thank you all very much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! Let's go to Zloy. Start raid. Go. Go. Come on. As many people as possible, please. I want you to all follow that raid. 65, 64 for 64th people. That'll do. That's good. See you later. Bye. Ow. Stop it.